Hello and welcome to the Beyond Borders podcast. I'm your host, Neil Howard. Thank you so much for joining us once again. We're going to be speaking this evening with Vice President at 24HRPO, a Philippine-based recruitment process outsourcing firm. Welcome to Beyond Borders, Adrian Agoncillo.
Oh, thanks for having me, Neil.
Tell us a bit about yourself. I understand that you've been in this space for quite some time.
Sure, yeah. I started my outsourcing career about 2 decades ago. My beginning was really in the BPO or business process outsourcing space. We started, as an agent, mainly doing customer service work on the phones all the time. And then I had a chance to learn more about the business. It's basically my foundation in operations management, service delivery, client support, and that's across the U.S. market and Australia for about probably 5 years as well out of those 2 decades.
Do you have offices that are located outside the Philippines?
No, actually. Even when I started with the BPO industry, all were based here. Mm-hmm. And it was just when, later on in my career, I guess that I shifted to recruitment and HR outsourcing, that I got even the chance to travel to the US and visit our clients.
Oh, you said you got into the space in BPO, and now you're into RPO.
That's right.
It's my understanding that there's kind of a shift taking place in the space, especially where it pertains to HR acquisition, access to talent as opposed to cost efficiency. Do you see a shift there as cost efficiency kind of fades as the primary driver for outsourcing?
I would say so. I think, primary definitely advantage of outsourcing definitely would be cost savings for most companies, U.S. companies for that matter, I guess, and anywhere else as well. And that's what's been attracting clients to go and look at the Philippines. But in terms of the shift that you were asking about, obviously it's also becoming apparent that other countries are also, being competitive in terms of pricing for outsourcing. But definitely that's helped put into the spotlight the Filipino talent, because we do have a lot of talented Filipinos that can do a lot of different work. And in the RPO space, we help a lot of our clients to do that, although it's more on HR that we have been doing, especially in the initial years of 24HRPO. But quite recently, especially post-pandemic, that's expanded. Our client needs have also grown in terms of different aspects of their business where we help them out. Initially starting with just recruitment and HR services. We basically are, and 24HRPO is actually part of a group of 3 closely aligned companies under one ownership and leadership team. Mm-hmm. So we also have a support team that does accounting and finance, and employer of record services. So that, gave us a lot more flexibility in terms of the services that we offer. Mm-hmm. Finance and accounting, meaning bookkeeping, payroll, and then employment of record gives our clients more access to talent, Filipino talent for that matter, without, having any issues with compliance, in terms of legally and local laws for that matter, employment laws.
Would you say that these 3 closely aligned companies that fall under this one single hat, is that a main part of your strategy to find specialized high tier talent for your U.S. clients?
I would say yes. And the finance and accounting, I guess, division or group started 22 years ago. And then after 5 years, the RPO segment started. The leadership group and ownership group developed the RPO after that. And then the EOR one started a lot later. So initially they were operating them separately until recently that they decided basically there's a the market that they have that they provide the services to for the different groups basically match each other, and then our clients started asking about the other services that we offer, so it made sense really, so that we can serve the market better, to group them all together and work on them and basically provide them as one.
Now, as far as your sector specialization is concerned, it's my understanding that 24 HRPO has a very strong presence in IT and healthcare in those two sectors. What challenges do you see in those industries for the coming year? And I guess for your offshore teams, uniquely positioned to solve any problems there?
Good questions. For HR, for healthcare rather, we've seen a lot of, I guess, stress, especially with the changes that happened from
Mm-hmm.
post-pandemic. There was really a big surge in terms of the healthcare space, a lot of needs for nurses, a lot of basically workforce being stretched with their capacity, and prices or salary actually went up. And then probably a couple of years after it normalized or went down until right now it's normalized. So there was an adjustment, a shift in terms of the environment. But healthcare, obviously being necessary for everyone for any time, it's still there. The need is still there. But we want to make sure, basically the workforce has that adjustment period that everything's settled down. And there's a lot of technology shifts as well on the healthcare space that we want to make sure we support not just our clients, but even the candidates, in this case, the healthcare professionals, that we offer them the opportunity to really find the best suitable jobs for them. Because there's a lot, really. There's a lot of openings, a lot of positions in different areas in healthcare. There's a lot of need, and we want to make sure we help find the best fit for the workforce.
The Philippines, of course, is a hub for outsourcing. Your name, your company's name, kind of implies around the clock service. I know that you are competing for the top graduates, the best and the brightest to incorporate into your company. But how do you balance 24-hour demand, especially in the United States, with the well-being of your clients and the well-being of your employees? How do you balance that?
That's something that we always start off during onboarding and training with the top talent or the top graduates, basically from top schools in the Philippines. That's part of a few months in terms of onboarding and training that we want them to get accustomed to. If they're going to be working and supporting our U.S. clients, they work at night. I work at night even. And I know how it feels, to sleep in the day,
Mm-hmm.
and get your body clock adjusted. So, even during training, we want to make sure that they get accustomed to it. There's always going to be some struggles, best practices, of course, and making them feel comfortable being awake at night, being productive. So that's actually part of the process that they have. Typically, our training can go as from about a minimum of 2 months to, for a full-time recruiter, if it's going to be a recruiter role, for example, for them to have the enough experience to start with, it can even go up to 6 months. So that's much time that we allow them to adjust and feel comfortable supporting our U.S. clients in those occasions.
Obviously, there are going to be some challenges in the coming year for most companies, most people, I'm sure. What would you say is the single most important strategic goal for 24 HRPO as you navigate the economic and workforce uncertainties of this coming year? And then give us some contact information where our listeners can learn much, much more about your services.
Well, I think what's important for us is to be able to evolve as well with the industry. All the things that are happening right now with our clients' environment in the U.S. It's important, and even in the technology space, with AI and everything, It's important for us to be able to evolve, but keep client-centric approach, but having that agility as well, because you can see in our social media as well that we are a trusted partner. We pride ourselves to be a trusted partner because we always adapt to the needs of our clients, whatever it may be. So we want to make sure we remain that way on every area, even on, as I mentioned, an AI. That's something that we're also focusing on this next year, that we're able to adapt to. So, for those who might be interested in reaching out to us, you can contact us to our website, definitely, 24hrpo.com. And if you want to reach out to me directly, it's just my first name dot last name at 24hrpo.com.
Adrian, I appreciate your time. Thank you so much for joining us here on Beyond Borders. It's been a pleasure speaking with you.
Thank you for having me, Neil. Pleasure speaking with you too.
You've been listening to the Beyond Borders podcast, where we talk about the advantages of outsourcing, especially outsourcing from companies based in the Philippines. I'm your host, Neil Howard. Audio copies of this program are available at verticalinternetmedia.com, and you can find out more about our outsourcing at outsourcingfit.com.